everyone. My name is Rogan, and welcome to my podcast, Freedom Assembly. And I do apologize for not posting in a while. So I've been thinking, what it'd be like if I could be the leader of our United States nation. This is just a hypothetical, but this is my personal beliefs and ideas that I would love to have in an ideal world. To most of you, I'm just a nobody. I'm in a vast sea of people. However, despite that, I honestly don't like to see the injustices that happen around me. Poverty, the homelessness, divide in us. I always struggle to wonder, when does it stop? When does it get better? So I've been having thoughts of what I would do if I were president. First, I would get rid of all the unqualified people in positions that were appointed by Trump. And I can say that as somebody that lives in a district that has Republicans in it, and as I'm posting this video, we're still in the 7th day of a government shutdown, that I've been reaching out to them to get back to work, to be in office. That's what we appointed them to be. They're supposed to be responding to the people, and they've been ghosting me. So that just shows you how corrupt our system is. Where was I? So second, I would make sure that the people, in this case, we can all see that it's the Republicans and Trump, that they should get punished for their actions and what they have been doing to our nation and to all of us, the people, of course, through the court system. Third, I would undo some or all the executive orders that Trump has put in place, such as withdrawing the U.S. from the Paris 2015 climate agreement, which would have helped us bringing in cleaner energies, helping with the climate, and we would be using energies that would be more sustainable other than our natural gas usage and our fossil fuels. Eliminating tax credit for making electric cars more affordable for the average worker. So this means that if you were to buy an electric vehicle, usually you would get a credit back. So let's say if you were thinking about getting a Tesla that's $80,000, you would have originally got a credit for $7,000 that the government would give you to use as a part of a payment towards that vehicle. So rather than it being $80,000, now it would be roughly 73,000. Sorry, I'm not very good at math, but so it would lower the cost a bit for you or for any of us. But they got rid of that. Then the next other executive order that I could find was restricting entry to certain non-immigrants, which is stupid. This means that it would hinder our international business partners from entering our state to build businesses or to help create more job opportunities for us, vice versa, whether it be through our state or into another state. But because of this outrageous payment that they would have to do to enter our country, which is $100,000, obviously now nobody wants to come here, because why would you want to pay that much just to come and try to create business? Fourth would be to amend the Constitution so we wouldn't have another wannabe dictator or fascist or authoritative, whatever you want to call it, breaking through the cracks of our Constitution. Fifth, restructuring the immigration laws and the groups that handle these affairs. So personally, I think ICE needs to go. It is way too malicious in what they're doing. I feel like it's wannabe kids that think that they're in COD, Call of Duty. It's like their real life dream come true. And they're taking out on protesters, they're taking out on immigrants. And it just honestly, it's too much. They're not needed. And I honestly feel like these facilities that they're calling are pretty much like prison camps or concentration camps. Those two are not necessary. Sixth, I would work with Congress to create a new branch or system where us, the people, would have more say in how our government should be run. Because right now, with how, for example, with the government's shut down, honestly, if we had another branch where we, the people, can speak, when the Republicans do this, or if Democrats did it, but in this case it's the Republicans, Trump doing it, we, the people, can enter our voices in, be like, hey, if they're not going to do their jobs, we'll intervene because obviously they're not doing it. So let us help with passing whatever it is you're trying to pass. In this case, we want healthcare to be lower because we can't pay outrageously 90% or 100% more of our premiums that are already too high to even pay for. So that's something I would want to change. Seventh, I would make a clear law or amendment that any branch of our military can and will deny any order from the president that mentions, hints at, or blatantly uses war language against or towards U.S. citizens, and will be automatically detained, immediately arrested, impeached without votes needed, because the reason would be they would be charged for treason. And then they would go to court, they would get tried automatically, and be put in prison. And that would be the end of that. Because it just shows that you aren't here to lead our country, you are here to destroy it. 8, I would personally apologize to the immigrant families, other detainees that were falsely imprisoned, and overall treated inhumanely. 9th, I would build rapport back with our allied nations, get rid of tariffs that have just damaged our economy rather than helped it. I would also work with Canada or other nations that have free healthcare systems, so that way we can implement it in our state, so that way we won't have to, suffer when it's like we have a cold. Well, we can't go to the doctor because we can't pay for it. Now we can, because we won't have to deal with it, with the premiums and everything. And I would also bring the U.S. back on the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement to help lower the cost of energy bills, get cleaner energies back in our system, and lower our carbon footprint. 10th, work with organizations and nonprofits to stop or prevent further damages to our climate and bring increased funds to our education systems, especially to our educators. They definitely need it more than our military. Science departments and development of our technologies. 11th, I would give human rights to all people in this nation. That includes minority groups. Lastly, would be whatever else that may arise while I would be in office. The one thing that I will say is that for our class system that we are all stuck in, I personally despise it, how we are all stuck in this abusive cycle. And I've struggled many nights to figure out how to change this, and unfortunately I still cannot figure out a good system other than I remember as a kid. I can't remember if it was like 3rd grade or what, maybe somebody might remember, but I remember we were learning, and there was like I don't know if it's like a Roman or a Greek philosopher that also was trying to study like how our political system could be run in a way that would help people. And I can't remember exactly what it was. Hopefully maybe I'll try to find it or something, but that always intrigued me. I was like always wondering like, yeah, how do we change that? But yes, anyway, hopefully, we can work together on it. I'm not saying I'm giving up, but I would love like support from you guys. If we can brainstorm some ideas that can help to better our society, so that way we're not in this stuck abusive system. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to share my thoughts on what I personally feel like if I could run a nation. Granted, I'm not like the smartest person in the world. I would love to be, but I'm just somebody that's very passionate, that's, always looked on the brighter side of things. As much as, things always get me down, I always believe in hope that there can be change. And, like I said, these are just some thoughts of mine that I've been having, but maybe in my next episode, especially where I'm posting this is going to be around October time. I actually have 2 stories that I'm thinking about for almost like Halloweenish, and I might upload on YouTube some of my sketches of some of my encounters that I had that were kind of spooky, at least to me. One was dealing with in a dream, and another one was actually when I was going to work one night. It was very strange, and I've always remembered it. So anyway, hopefully maybe you guys might like that. But yeah, guys, thank you for listening. I'm still kind of small, so if you resonate with what I have to say, hey, that's cool. I really do appreciate it. And if you don't, just let's talk about it. Let's see, maybe there's some things that you can enlighten me with, and maybe there's some things I can I can enlighten you with. But all in all, like I always say, keep it respectful, keep it polite. We already have enough hate in the world. There's no need to keep spreading it around. Yeah, so anyways, take care, guys. And like always, love your family, love your neighbors, love yourself most of all. And, just take care of yourselves. If you liked today's video, please share, like, subscribe. I do appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts. Leave in the comments below. Peace.